Hello and welcome to Data Within Reach for another rapid R 3-minute tutorial. Although today the tutorial might take a little bit more than 3 minutes because we're going to dive a little bit deeper than usual into doing tests and uncovering bugs with your R scripts. Today I'd like to show you how to put tests around your R scripts so that you can identify bugs and fix them before they become a problem. And to do that, I'm going to use an example from a bug from the previous tutorial. That's right, my previous tutorial had a bug in it, and today we're going to fix it. We've only got 3 minutes, or actually maybe a lot longer, so let's get started. In last week's tutorial, I used the example on uniting cells with tidier. I actually used the example right off the cheat sheet, taking the century data and the year data and concatenating them with the unite function from the tidier library. The thing is, did you notice anything suspicious about the data that I chose? I did 19s and 20s for the centuries, and then I had numbers that all started with non-zero for the years. And that's because when I first ran this and I tried to concatenate 2000 with 03, I didn't get 2003, I got 203 because the trailing zero was dropped. So with this tutorial, we're going to learn how to create tests and build them into your R scripts, and then select a broad set of data to help find bugs, and then rewrite the R script such that that bug is eliminated. I've always been a big fan of the interplay between coding and testing. It's great to write tests as you code and then update your code based on what you learn from those tests. And I think this particular bug could be a decent example of that. So first, let's review the code that we had last week using the unite function. It's pretty straightforward. Basically just took the data frame and combined two columns such that the century and the year were put together to get the full 4-digit year. I picked that data because I noticed the bug when I was creating the tutorial. So let's create a test case in R and throw a bunch of different data through it and see if that would have helped us uncover it. And then once we've uncovered the bug, let's rewrite things so that it works. So here we're going to say test that unite function handles leading zeros correctly. We've got our data frame that includes the input data. Let's get a good bunch of data in there. And now here we'll run the unite command. And let's define our expected output from this. So we want the years to concatenate together to take a century and a year and put it together into the full writing of the year. In this last line, we say expect equal. So in other words, we expect that the output of the unite function would equal the data that we've defined as the result. Aha! We can see that the test did not succeed, that actually whenever you have a leading zero in the year, like 2005 becomes 205 because R drops the leading zero. Let's see if we can figure out a way to fix that. Let's force the year to always be 2 digits using the following command. Rerun the test. And now you can see the test works, and we can confirm that the bug has been fixed. So this is a pretty fundamental concept in programming. I know some folks have like a very narrow focus on data science and don't think about more of the ins and outs of programming itself, but the interplay of test and coding is pretty important and pretty fundamental to writing good code. If you write tests along the way, even stuff that seems pretty trivial like this example, you'll ensure that your code doesn't have any unexpected problems down the line. Hey, thanks so much for watching, and if you like this video, please like and subscribe and maybe even give it a share. Thanks so much, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.